We're going to do some tarot cards for twin flames. I want to do a collective read for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, all about love and healing your love life. Doesn't matter where you're at with it. I saw some posts about, and I see a lot of negative posts on these topics where people are like, don't romanticize this connection. This is a trauma bond, and this is anything but. This is a spiritual union, and sometimes it can kind of come into your awareness at different points. However, a lot of the time you might think you're well on your way on your spiritual path, and you're just kind of getting started when you do come into that physical union with your twin flame. A lot of you will come into union to do your ascension path together. And then so many people get stuck on this process. And if you have come together, gone into a separation, met each other, not come into a union, then you simply have some blocks to clear and some work to do. A lot of the time, these are energetic blocks and ego blocks. And when we clear these, we can move past some of the issues kind of going on. And so sometimes the process can be confusing for people as well, too. A lot of people are going through a lot of relationship shifts anyway with this spiritual awakening and with the energies on the planet. And there's nothing more romantic than twin flame union, as this is a destined love as well, too. Your soul is never going to be quite happy or satisfied with anyone else. A lot of the times, what has been blocking your union in this lifetime is other connections. And you'll say, well, why is that? A lot of times these were predetermined or predestined to, that you would actually come to earth and you would have negative connections. This could have been planned out also. Challenges that you faced in your relationships, or having to learn with certain partners as well too before coming into that twin flame union. And a lot of times, so this is a very powerful connection in a different way as well too. This is your ultimate partner, your destined partner, who your soul would choose to be with life after life. And then there's such a destined force that's trying to bring you together on many levels. However, it's up to you to do that inner work. I do a lot of work with people in these connections anyways, and a lot of times those blocks are coming from you as well too. And people will say, well, why is that? So when you think about union and coming into union, I just describe union as living together, being together. Think of it like, right? Being together, living together in a connection, and actually together, like in union. And it might look different. Not all flames will marry. Some of them will, right? And different kind of things like that. But it's the ultimate union. And what is blocking that connection if you're in a separation? So tuning into that, it's different for every person. And let's pull some cards anyway. Let's see what's going on with the divine feminine. This is just for the divine feminine. If you are the masculine, just take this as messages from your feminine or what they're going through right now. Tapping into the collective. And I think it's so important that we are clearing past blocks. And we had so much we took on. Like, I keep talking about Earth and my Earth experiences. We have so much that we took on in this lifetime. Learning how to clear that, move past it, and opening up to love on every level. So a lot of you guys are clearing some things, and you're going to come into that union, or your healing, or you need this space as well too. So this is just for everyone, no matter what your situation, whether you're in a separation. And I always say this is where the work is anyways, and we're meant to be doing this healing work. So if you're not doing a lot of energy clearing or Reiki or healing work, you probably have more to do. I know, right? So learning how to tap into the energy of it too. Regret, remorse, life regrets, loss. Start making empowered choices. This is for the divine feminine, shifting into that confident state, clearing past things. This is where you feel bad about everything. Oh my God, we've been programmed that people would kind of not be great with us, and we would feel bad about it on a lot of levels, especially if you are the more empathic or psychic that you are. You're taking in a lot of things too. Sometimes this is looking back and wishing things would have gone differently, looking at your own behavior, feeling bad about different situations. That is what the feminine is clearing your lifetime of that solar plexus work, right? Things that have been blocking your solar plexus and even your emotions. And when we talk about the solar plexus and clearing the solar plexus, a lot of times when we do clear it more, we're opening up to intuition. This is why we see the cleansing and clearing that's happening on Earth within these energies, and things coming to the surface, which we call purging, right? We're releasing things and clearing things. This is things that rooted in this lifetime. And sometimes you don't know why things didn't work out in different situations. It could have been with friends, family, lovers, things like that, ultimately leading you towards a higher state and also that higher state of union too. So releasing the past, any past energies, connected with your self-worth. It's all about how we see ourselves. And like, I'm totally getting into this stuff, right, of how to clear some of my old programming and how we have seen ourselves. And like, are you the main character of your story? Well, then why are we sometimes writing negative narratives? I know, right? Involving ourselves. And so a lot of times this goes back to the childhood stuff, and it's such an important part of this. It's an important part of how we are attracting our partners. If you've attracted toxic partners in the past, an important part of that as well too, and how we're seeing ourselves and even scripting ourselves into our own stories. Another card connected with your solar plexus, seeing yourself in that higher light. This is also a card connected with working on your energies, clearing fear, root chakra coming up for the feminine. I was doing a whole rabbit hole last night of going into my own Chiron. So we have Chiron, the wounded healer. And I think it's in a very important part underneath, because a lot of times we can use astrology to see what's underneath, of clearing away the wounding, right? And a lot of times this isn't obvious. You might have like struggled in certain ways or challenges in your entire lifetime. And then suddenly, things are activating. And so I was like asking my own spirit guides about this, and they tell me back, because I know that like during certain parts of your life, your Chiron is going to activate and you're going to go through certain experiences connected with it. And they say, well, due to the ascension energies kind of happening on the planet, everything is activating right now in your astrology charts like never before. It's these energies. So there is an energetic activation happening. Also with our Chiron, it isn't so much the old wounding coming back full circle, because we've been through a lot of that wounding in our childhood, and it has shaped us into who we are, and even our core fears and things that will play out in the background, right? Our own shadows. And so, getting into that of how to heal that on so many levels too. So mine is the wound of loss. I've gone through a lot of death and loss. That's also the wound of neglect. So a lot of times when you have that, when you were a child, you were neglected, unloved, and this can affect how you see yourself, how you interact with other people. I know, right? And sometimes it can draw a toxic factor in itself as well too. This is also a wound connected with home and family, and fear of loss on a lot of levels too. So when you've been through something like that, right? Sometimes we're like afraid of it. Different wounding for different people. This is coming up now, and it's part of the healing though. So our Chiron wounds are coming to the surface within these energies, but in an attempt to bring them full circle and to heal them right now. So the feminine may be experiencing things coming up with their Chiron connected with also their twin flame. So me and my twin flame, we have our Chiron in the same sign. Our Chirons are both in Taurus, and probably, I'm not sure, may have experienced a lot of the same core wounds and things like that in childhood, right? And different things like that. So you might notice too, I think it's very important in how you will come together with your twin flame in this lifetime, in how your astrological charts were designed or built by you guys, right? And how you will interact, what areas that you will come together to heal or activate as well too. Do you have it in your head, that union? One of the best ways that we can shift towards union, if we are not in one and desiring to attract a twin flame, or you're trying to come into union, or you're in one and hopefully you're trying to up-level your life in every way, is to visualize what we want, that future that we want, that dream home, that union. Have it in your head. And then a lot of times people will say, because I do a lot of work with people, and I'm thinking of a couple specific people, they'll say, oh, this is impossible, I don't know, they don't want the same things. And those are blocks on your end of why it hasn't happened yet. So it's very important that you are probably doing that deeper healing work of going through those energetic blocks that may have come up for you at different times of your life in different areas, and especially in your love life as well too. Ascension. Ascension is going to be a whole process where we shift out of the physical and into a more light body form, but it's a whole process of clearing and healing different things from this lifetime. We need to heal all of our karma and clear it on such a level. You already been through it a lot of the time, right? And if you do go into that healing, it will change things for you. If you have yet to go into the healing, you'll continue to probably play out the same cycles trying to get your attention. So once we shift onto an ascension path, we're usually experiencing a spiritual awakening. This is something that you so work on as well too. a hidden path. I realized it was always around us, but we have to go look for it. The universe was always trying to give us little hints and clues of people around you, like saying things, trying to, plant little seeds to get you to awaken, like the entire matrix of it, people around you. And it was always there, but we have to seek out that spiritual path. It's something we have to want, right? There's different pathways in life. For the feminine, taking the path less traveled. This could look like following your intuition more, really following source or spirit and where it's guiding you. For the feminine, a rest. Oh my God, a pause, right? It's like, do you need to stop and rethink things, how things are going? Do you need to slow down a little bit? Do you need to work on your energy and grounding and relaxing and calming your energy, right? Like rising above whatever's going on in your life about how you're showing up and dealing with it for the feminine right now of what's coming up, but also staying above it. Stay above any drama, obstacles, pettiness, and find the strength to rise. This is going to help you in your life with raising up your frequency. And once again, an ascension message, keeping your energy high, working on your frequency. And we're going to do that by clearing things in our field. One of the biggest blocks to our love life is the energies around us. I know, right? We're like, okay, cleaning up your energy, cleaning up your circle, focusing on home for the feminine. This could be healing past wounds in that area within the root chakra or building. So all about your home, your energy, and your space for the feminine coming up. And once again, mysteries of the universe tapping in right now. Are you being guided to learn and to study, to follow the path of the priestess or the goddess right now? I'm kind of learning and getting more into the spiritual. For many of you guys, that'll be about energy and healing and taking care of your energy. I know, right? Saging your space, learning new things, and how to take care of your energy, and then you'll be healthier and in better health and things like that. So learning how that we're energetic beings, and our energy is very important to our physical body as well too. For the feminine, being guided to clear past wounding, past chiron wounding, especially with the root chakra. And we're going to do the masculine now too. But before I get started, make sure you're checking out my website. Everyone is different. It's so important that you are doing the individual work. I do readings and healing sessions, and I always recommend, especially if you're being guided here, to do a reading. You just book it on my site. Always recommending the healing and why you're kind of finding me as well too, to clear these kind of things or to shift certain situations. So we can always shift any situation going on for you, and you're oftentimes being encouraged to. Make sure you're checking out my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. You just book on my site. I do twin flame relationship readings on there, and I do all sorts of healing sessions, especially relationship healing for these situations. And let's just see what's going on with the divine masculine again. If you are the feminine, take this as what's going on with them. Messages from your masculine. Seeing a lot of the same kind of things come through, which is okay with these cards and the situation. So a masculine going through an awakening. This is shifting everything, but they're also doing the same process of clearing and cleansing more. And, so energetically, the masculine is awakening. This could be from being around you to your connection as well, too. So I'm going to learn this. I've learned this about my path, to listen to people. Some of you guys that are stuck on these situations, if the masculine has told you, has flat out denied this connection, if the masculine has denied this connection, they probably are not your twin flame. The masculine of all should recognize the connection, or be recognizing the connection. If they wanted you, they will come for you. If they are yours, they will, right? And if they are yours on a deeper level, they will recognize that. So this is the connection. When you've had people, if you've been like, you're my flame, and they're like, no, I'm not, listen to that. They're probably not. And so a lot of times it can be confusing as we do come to earth and forget things and forget the connections. And if you don't believe me, let's look around past connections you may have had. None of those were your divine partners in the past. And so a lot of times you might have thought that they were, or that it was profound upon meeting, or felt that instant connection or spark, right? And if you've ever been through a breakup in the past, then look, they weren't for you. And so sometimes we can get confused with these situations. I've found that we should be really listening to the universe. And I've also realized that that is okay if you're in that situation and you're like, well, wait, I won my flame. Well, it's okay. You still have one, and there's nothing anyone can do to detour you from that path as well too. So a lot of times you may go through different practice lessons in relationships. Most of these might be karmic clearing or cleansing of your life. You don't have to continue to go through the karmic relationships if you do more energy clearing work too. It's going to help shift you out of that. So a lot of times what happens is, we just go into the matrix and we're experiencing the same kind of karmic relationships, connections, and patterns playing out because we're not sure how to shift out of that. And so people will go through a relationship and then they'll go date again and get the same kind of thing going on, and very karmic lessons as well too coming out of it. So shifting out of all of that through doing the karmic healing and clearing work is going to help a lot too. So for the masculine coming up, like just like I talked about, they may have been in these different kind of situations of the past. We're clearing that on the masculine side that I'm tapping into. Huge heart chakra work, forgiveness, release. Sometimes this could have blocked the masculine with love. If you are true twin flames, it could be in the way as well too. And these are just things that we kind of carry and that we're healing for the masculine, letting go of it. If they are with you in a union, if they are dating you, right? Marriage, a huge one too. This might be reassessing contracts and things like that. But a lot of times you would have, before coming to Earth, planned out your lessons. So the masculine too would have planned out these lessons, and you know, then you'll be able to tell a lot of times by the contracts, right? A lot of times you guys were trying to get married to the karmic and they didn't want to, or they were like no, or it could be different situations where they did marry you and had a couple of kids and then you realize it isn't the one, and different situations involving marriage. So some of you guys might be awakening and you might be in very karmic connections, or you might be, struggling, like wanting, if you're with your flame, to marry them too, and things like that. Trusting the divine order of how things will play out in your life. A lot of this is just kind of, you know, you're going to show up and experience it, especially as we're like learning in the 5D and things like that. So different contracts coming up right now, but important, especially for the masculine, to surrender to this process of how it will go for you as well too. When twin flames come together, they usually are doing important work for the planet. And so I'll say that, like, a lot of times you may have your own separate missions or come together to do some type of projects or missions. And this is so important because twin flames may need to kind of go into your own little world. When it's like the two of you, you're able to maintain the higher frequencies and stay in a higher light. You're holding those frequencies in the light for the planet, but you have to get so far by yourselves, if we didn't notice on Earth too, right? Not bringing any of the codependent dynamics into the relationship. So in the old, we might have things we hadn't mastered, and we might look to our partners to help us in these areas. And this is karmic balancing, right? And so in the new, not bringing any of that into these connections. When you guys are trying to, they usually don't work the way you think. So all about healing ourselves more fully. Your twin flame is the ultimate learning the learning partner. They're going to help to reflect areas that you need healing or areas you need more light, things kind of going on. And this is where ego comes up. And this is why many people, if you're in a separation, a lot of the times you guys have tried to shift it, then come find me. I'm like, yes, do a reading. This is where we'll go into it, and I will scan you and read you and tell you what you need as well too. So sometimes we are not able to energetically clear everything as we might think. Sometimes it is energy. Like I said, ego blocks coming up major on the masculine side as well too. And so people will say, oh, it's the masculine. And sometimes I see a lot of like finger pointing and not enough accountability, and that's ego as well too. So you'll say, oh, this person, but it's always your own internal blocks, things that were triggering their energy within you as well too, right? And things to work on. Major crown chakra work coming through for the masculine, major working on their crown chakra. Expect a huge transformation through spring. So the masculine's getting a lot of upgrades and different energies for their ascension right now. They're going through a really fast upgrade phase as we're moving towards spring. Spring will be huge for the masculine, for some of the shifts that are going to happen. Now, I'm going to pull a couple cards just for all of you, no matter what the situation, if I get them in order right. Let's just pull some cards anyway. Been loving these cards too. You can tell I haven't used them for a minute, right? We're going to pull some cards. All right, let's pull some cards just on it. No matter what your situation, this is for the feminine and the masculine together, for any twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine, collective read. What's going on for you? Many are getting a lesson in healing, not trying to. When you've been with the narcissist in a past is trying to show you something deep about, I said, your childhood and things like that. When things aren't working out, it's to get you to heal. And there's no skipping this process. So healing coming up for the collective. Also, Nine of Swords, feeling drained from fighting, wounded warrior, having your walls up, or to fight in flight mode. Being strong. The battle is almost over. A lot of people are not living to their potential. They're just living purely in the root survival, basic kind of go through the motions and things like that. Things coming up. Feeling tired from the journey, not having enough energy, signs that once again you need to do some more energy work. So if you are feeling tired, not having the energy, really working on your own energy is going to make you feel so much better in these high frequency energies. The Empress, about to be blessed with abundance, beauty, femininity, sensuality, motherhood and pregnancy, nurturing, flowing, listening to your intuition and exploring the emotions, stepping into the feminine. And there's a lot like happening that's taking us out of that for both sides, right? So for the feminine and the masculine, shifting back into the feminine. And this is so important for activating your own high priestess energy, your intuition, your instincts, tapping into your intuition. And so paying attention right now, you're probably really feeling soul pulls. This is how you will know what is for you. This is why when I do that divine work, I'm like, search your soul. You're going to feel these energy pulls so strongly, guiding you to your next lessons, your next experiences, and even that partner that you're meant to be with. You could start thinking about them all of the time. You could be getting downloads of information about the connection. I've tapped into a lot of many different things about past lifetimes, this lifetime, right? You may be having dreams of this person or psychic dreams right now, premonitions, a sensing right now, paying attention to your psychic center. Once again, solar plexus coming up for both. Seven of Swords. Being sneaky, hiding something, lies, secrets, deceit, manipulation. And this is playing your cards right. This is like Earth is so serious. If you are a twin flame, you've gone through more targeting. I call it targeting, yes, from the astral and different kind of things going on. And a lot of times you're not sensing that, but maybe you feel like you had a harder path here on Earth, or you're looking around and like, I seem to have gone through more. There are beings that try to be around these energies and also to keep these energies apart on great levels. You might have felt like that. So sometimes when we're opening up to our own twin flame journey, it could be like people around us, friends, family, different type of people trying to throw us off of our path. This is so common, especially for starseeds, light workers, and twin flames during this time. Earth is hard, right? Earth isn't what it seems, but you're learning that now, right? And then you're learning how to better take care of your energy and to be more mindful of who you're letting into your field and into your space. This is a card about awakening, but also for how the world is and how the world is even interacting right now. And then just kind of understanding that. So all about your energy, how you're showing up, and paying attention. This could indicate needing to clear things around you. Are there 3D situations or encounters that have gotten in the way of your connection? Are there people that have tried to get in the way of your connection? Maybe just different situations and challenges that have come up. So sometimes you come together in that connection, or you're about to, and it's like everything flares up. Yes, this is going to be a connection that is going to push you into higher frequencies, but you're going to have to do the work to get there. And so a lot of times it is like that too. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I met my flame, and they try to come together. And then a lot of these people hopefully will find me later when they have run into the problems and the drama and the ego flares up and the blocks coming up and surfacing within this connection, because they will be pushed up to the surface as an attempt to clear some of the distortions in your energy field. So also being mindful of your surroundings coming out for both of you, taking care of your energy, your solar plexus, a lot of root chakra coming up right now too, knowing that this is a divine spiritual connection. So it's going to be just like your spiritual life, where you're going to have to continue to work on it, or we fall backwards. So just like we should be maintaining our spiritual state and our spiritual selves, or making time for the spiritual, you may have to do the same in this connection. I'm going to go on that note anyways, but if you need me, make sure you're booking a reading or healing on my website. That will help you a ton with shifting this situation. Sending you so much love.